Continuing on in the communications menu, after letters, the next feature is chart export. And this feature works almost identical to the letters feature, where there's a generator that makes the notes, or you can view what's been exported. So just like with letters where we selected an option, in chart export we're going to tell it to make chart notes. So if we click generate chart notes, and we call this HIPAA because typically we're going to have a medical records release that's HIPAA compliant, and then we're going to add the release to this table and use this to actually generate the notes for release. So let's go ahead and make a release. Say another doctor asked for the whole chart. We're going to click add to add a release. We're going to put the date, and if we want to release specific notes we can put start and end date. If we want to release everything we can just release everything. We need to put the staff that is releasing, so select your name if you're the one releasing the notes, and then you can either go through and click off the things you want. Maybe they just want the medications or they just want doctor notes. And in the notes we've included an MD notes short or an MD notes long. So long is every last piece of information. Notes gives a really nice summary and a lot less room. The same is true for the RD notes. Or maybe they just wanted their labs and their EKGs. So you can select whichever things you want. I'm going to select everything from all dates. Who am I releasing to? Let's say it's going to my primary care doctor. You can put in a font size if you want it bigger or smaller, but typically you'll leave that alone. Patient asked us to send copy to PCP, and then we're going to add that. So when we click add, the computer quickly generates a file for us that has all the information we need. So this table is just a record of what was released, and if we actually want to go and print out what was released, just like we did with letters, we need to go back to communications, chart export, and look at exported chart notes. And take a look at what we made. So in exported chart notes, it always replaces anything else and just stores one set of chart notes. Since we have a record in the HIPAA table of what we released, we don't need to save copies each time. We'd have 10 or 20 copies if we showed that each time. So we're just storing the most recent release. If we click edit, it puts all those notes here in the chart table. And you can see it starts with the date of the release, the name, and then it says abbreviated medical history, hospitalization, surgeries, diagnoses, medication list, all of their vital signs in a quick, easy to read table. A summary of our notes, our subjective, objective assessment and plan without all the other fields. You can see it even puts in a table our exam. So this is a really quick, nice way to look at what was done. It'll take up a whole lot less paper than having to do 4 or 5 pages for each note. And it also did the same thing for RD notes, so you get a pretty good idea of who they saw and when they saw them. It goes ahead and makes a table for our labs, which is really nice. So it saves, again, a ton of paper and can show you the trends of labs over time. And it does about 5 labs, it looks like, per column. And it even tags them if they're high or low. Here's the EKGs that have been done. And it just prints out the result, but it says scan available, so you know that we could go back and reprint those. Your analyses, other tests, messages from the messaging table, and there's a really nice chart release. And so if we needed to print this to send to the other doctors, we would just click in that box and hit print, and we can send this to our digital copy machine. And it looks like it manages to put this whole chart in just 18 pages. We could also print it to PDF if the patient wanted a PDF copy. So Yeah, that's just a quick look at how we can export chart notes, and I hope you find that useful.